Hey guys, welcome to Wrestling Days and welcome to today's unseen video. This is where we round up all the big talking points from social media, and the biggest talking point right now is just the reaction to Wrestlepalooza. I've got to say, I really don't think this show has been very well received at all, and actually there seems to be quite a bit of anger around how John was booked. John Cena losing to Brock Lesnar. That seems to be what has really upset people the most, right? Obviously, there's lots of other things that went down on that show, but that seems to be the big talking point. Vince McMahon is trending at the time of recording this. I kind of read the comments, and a lot of people were saying, like, Vince might be an evil person, but even he wouldn't have booked John Cena as bad as what Triple H has. Even he wouldn't have fumbled John Cena's retirement year like what Triple H has. And so there's kind of a lot of that kind of chatter on social media at the time of recording this. Will be interesting when everyone wakes up in America. Obviously, at the time of recording this, a lot of people are asleep in America. So be interesting to see when people wake up, if that gets amplified or if the narrative kind of softens a little bit. But anyway, let's have a look at this Wrestlepalooza folder. We've already done a Wrestlepalooza video where we have a look at the talking points and we kind of talk about where things could be heading as well. What does it mean? That's already up on the channel. If you've not seen that video, check it out. It did get hit with a couple of copyright issues. WWE seemingly not happy with a couple of the clips that were included, so had to faff around with that, but it is up. You can watch that video now. But yeah, I just like to include merch stands. I've got a thing for merch stands. I just think it's really interesting to know what merch was available at the time of certain shows. And for example here, obviously Cena's merch, the yellow merch, the Yeet foam hands, but also you can get like signed pictures. That is a signed John Cena print, right, where he's actually signed it. No evidence of any others though. Like for me personally, I would love to get one for AJ Lee. And it doesn't look like they've done any for her yet. Sometimes they do Cody and sometimes they do CM Punk as well. But this merch stand, it seems like it's only the John Cena one that they're kind of selling. So yeah, just a few bits, a little glimpse as to what was being sold at Wrestlepalooza. Right. Bron Breakker's aura is so deadly, he made Jey Uso bleed. Now, we were talking about this, and I think maybe I was getting a little bit of the wrong end of the stick. How did Jey bust himself open, right? It was a bit of a mystery to me, and I think if we have a look at the footage, right, what we can do is take the sound down and slow it right down. So I was under the impression when we were talking during our watch along that it's as he picks this chair up that he catches himself, right? And I was like, no, I don't think he does. People were saying he hit himself with the chair leg. And I'm like, no, I don't think he does. And I kept going back and I kept replaying it. And I was like, no, I don't think he does. But I realize now that I'm sort of looking at the wrong part of the video. It's not this bit that people think he caught himself. It's this bit where he hits Bron and there his head kind of goes down into the chair leg. So he sort of hits Bron and his head goes down seemingly with it. And so that seems to be where he's caught his head right there. And so now he's busted open, right? So it's just a simple chair shot where he swings the chair, right? Boom. And then his head just seems to go into the chair leg. And that seems to be, and you can see him screaming out in pain there, that seems to be how he busts himself open. Actually not receiving a chair shot, but giving a chair shot. That's a skill, isn't it? That is a skill. So Johnny, thank you. Worst couple ever signed as Becky and Seth make their way down. Here is Naomi. She said, Stephanie, congratulations. You better mail me my nameplates. So there we go. Naomi watching. It's Kaz. Thank you. Very good. Very good. This from Cultaholic. Yeah. Spot the difference. Very good. I thought that was good. Alex, thank you. Yes, so lots coming out of the post show. And obviously at the time of recording the Wrestlepalooza video that's on the channel, I was doing that whilst the post show was on. So, yeah, just a lovely moment here where AJ Lee goes out to the post show and gives Big E a hug. She did mention getting hit in the chest by Big E that one time. That was mentioned. But yeah, lovely. I think this was the first time he had seen her actually since she had returned. And yeah, very, very cool. So Shaquem, thank you. Okay, here's Stephanie. She said, they call us dreamers, but we're the ones who don't sleep. I don't actually know if I can I translate the rest of it? I dreamed of this my whole life. Today, I became the WWE World Champion, the first Latin American woman to achieve it. Thank you, everyone who has believed in me. So there we go. Lovely message there for Stephanie. And it is true, isn't it? WWE, the biggest pro wrestling company in the world. She is now the Women's World Champion. She has reached the pinnacle. There is Asuka just saying Kyrie, looking a little bit unsure about what's gone down, because obviously Asuka was expecting Io to get the win. It's going to be very interesting to see how Asuka responds to this situation on Monday. Triple H said that Stephanie missed the 8th of September Raw due to sickness. He didn't really go into details, but he was like, she's really not been well recently. And he said that's why the build to this thing has been a bit off. And it's true, isn't it? We talk about this all the time. People are asking, where's Stephanie? What's going on? All this kind of stuff. And then you find out some news that she's not been very well recently. And so that kind of then explains a few things. I'm not sure it explains everything, of course, but it explains a few things. And actually, Triple H made a few interesting comments, because they were asking Triple H about what now for John Cena. And Triple H said something really interesting that I've not seen too many people pick up on. Triple H said, look, if I was an up-and-comer, if I was someone that was trying to make a name for myself, you know, John seems like he's there for the taking right now. You know, John has just been absolutely destroyed by Brock Lesnar. He's just been, you know, brutalized. There is an opportunity now for someone to kind of make a name for themselves. This could be a bit of a wounded animal. John could be in a vulnerable position. And so I wouldn't be shocked if there was a young gun, an up-and-comer, someone like that, that was going to challenge John at Crown Jewel. I don't think John's got any appearances between now and Crown Jewel. And so it could be that someone takes this opportunity, maybe a Grayson Waller, who of course is Australian. Maybe he could call out John Cena and capitalize on this wounded animal, right? So it is going to be interesting to see where this story moves forward. The other thing that Triple H said is John's coming towards the end of his career. His time is almost done, but Brock Lesnar is very much back. So, and he's looking better than ever. So I think in Triple H's mind, he's had Brock win this match because he's going to be using Brock going forward. Brock is going to be a beast in WWE once again. And so, you know, he's got big plans for Brock probably in 2026. And so as a result of that, John goes away. Doesn't make much sense having John beat Brock and then John retiring in December, Brock having to go into 2026 being this monster, but a monster that couldn't get past a retiring John Cena. And so I think that's kind of the mindset that Triple H had, right? So there we go, a few bits coming out of that post-show event. Right, let's have a look. We've got, obviously, this being announced as well. Michael Cole confirming that the Crown Jewel Championship matches are going to be held at Crown Jewel in Australia. So, Alex, thank you. So, champion versus champion. We did this last year. Winner gets this Crown Jewel Championship. You might remember last year, I believe it was Cody and Liv Morgan, right? And this went down at the post-show press conference, Cody was having his interview, and then Seth's music hit. Seth came out. I actually really like this kind of casual, it's a bit Carmelo Hayes, actually. Sort of like casual, wearing a shirt, but got like a big gold chain around his neck. It's a very different look, this, for Seth. But I kind of like it. It's a bit more like, rather than him wearing silly flamboyant clothing, I'm kind of down for that. So anyway, Cody, Seth, it is official. It is going to go down. That is going to be the match that we're getting at Crown Jewel, which I think is October the 11th, right? That is our next PLE for the main roster. Don't forget, though, the next kind of PLE for WWE is only next weekend. There's a pretty tasty-looking show next weekend for NXT. On the 27th, we will be doing the live watch-along for that. But when we get to October, that's when we're going to do this champion versus champion. So, yeah, surely Seth wins this. Surely. I mean, they did a feud when Cody first came in, and Cody won that feud 3-0. That final match being where he completely tore his pectoral muscle and still won the match, right? So surely Seth gets a win now. So yes, Seth, Cody, Crown Jewel. And obviously Steph, that was one of my favorite moments from Wrestlepalooza. Steph going into the Hall of Fame. Well, apparently Shane McMahon's son has took to X and said, put Shane McMahon in the Hall of Fame. So Shane McMahon's son, Declan, calls for Shane to be inducted into the Hall of Fame after Stephanie was announced as a 2026 inductee. And you know, there was a really interesting comment that I read. I believe it was in the kind of review video. And the comment was, I want to give credit where it's due. I did retweet it out. It was here by Who Geek 2. I've got no confidence in Triple H. Stephanie is only being inducted next year because Triple H knows that he's on his way out and he wants to induct his wife before he leaves. His job can't be secure with the quality of the current product. Now, I don't know that Triple H's job is in danger, but it is true that it makes a lot of sense to get Steph in sooner rather than later, because you never know what's going to happen. You never know if there's going to be a change. You never know, like, how secure your position is. And who knows? Something could happen. He could find himself out of a job. You know, right now he's got the ability to decide who goes in that Hall of Fame. So it does make sense him putting his wife in as soon as possible as a result. I actually thought that was a good point that was being made, although I don't know that Triple H is on his way out. There are no reports to say that. But yeah, look, if the shows are going to be flat and uneventful and disappointing and underwhelming, like a lot of people seem to have viewed Wrestlepalooza, well, I've got to think that that's going to result in falling ratings and pressure building. And so, you know, it's a slippery slope, right? But again, no reports that Triple H is like on his way out or anything. Right, let's have a look at other, shall we? Johnny, thank you. A lot of people sending this over. He shouldn't be here, and we all know why. So there we go. He shouldn't be here, and we all know why. Sign in the crowds. I've got to admit, like, Brock is getting booed, but it's nothing really that bad, you know? We're not getting any crazy chants, or, to be honest, that sign stands out because it was the only one that really draws attention to the elephant in the room, if you will. So there we go. That being spotted. I don't think I'll get away with showing this, but apparently during some indie show, Cope did a 5-knuckle shuffle and an AA as a tribute to John Cena. So fly music, thank you. Okay, so there is an interview with Josh Barnett, right? This person has done an interview, and actually Natalya has just quote tweeted, and she said, I learnt so much inside and outside the ring from Josh Barnett over the years, but especially in 2025. I'll never be able to thank Josh for allowing me the opportunity to unlock Nattie at Bloodsport. She is the person I was always meant to be. Natalya elevates, Nattie decimates. So there we go. Natalya just saying she'll never be able to thank Josh Barnett for like really unlocking what was inside of her. And it seems like she's really excited about this Nattie character, which we've seen in AAA and we've had like glimpses of, certainly outside of WWE, but we've yet to see it on the main roster. I would love to see it. I would love to see Nattie come to Raw or SmackDown. Okay, so those were just a few little bits. To be honest, I think yesterday was obviously a big day for a lot of wrestling fans that did watch the AEW show as well. So really, as soon as Wrestlepalooza ended, I think the vast majority of people went to bed. So as a result, it's been a little bit quieter than I expected, right? Really, most of the news coming out of that press conference after Wrestlepalooza. But we still got a few bits to look at for the fun folder. So, yes, this was Bron Breakker snapped and went off on a fat person. Now, I can't play it because the clip's too long, but we do have this kind of breakdown here. So, Bron Breakker said, even that fat, disgusting guy over there who hasn't seen his toes in 5 years. And Heyman was like, Bron, Mr. Breakker, you can't say that. First of all, that's a woman. Ma'am, as a fully figured gal myself, we apologize. Now, you never actually see the person. So I don't know if it was a guy or if it was a girl. I have absolutely no idea. But, yeah, like, you've got to see the reaction actually from Joe. Joe just puts his head in his hands when this goes down, right? So, like, this, all of this is said. Let's pause this. Let's skip forwards. Joe on the commentary desk.
First of all, that's a woman. First of all, that's a woman.
Mate, double face palm. Double face palm. It's Joe's reaction that cracks me up.
That's a woman.
So, Mr. Breakker, you can't say that. First of all, that's a woman. Ma'am, as a fully figured girl myself, we apologize. So, that went down on the pre-show. Blake O2, thank you. I mean, mate, we all know where he's looking. Even he knows where he's looking, right? Yeah. Oh, he has to, like, snap himself out of it. Look. Oh. I mean, that is his wife. He is allowed. Do you know what? Fair play. They've been married, what, about 11 years or so. And he is just absolutely still besotted with her, isn't he? And so he should be as well. Yeah. So Blake O2, thank you. Oh, this is fun. Edward, thank you. So, apparel, titles, collectibles, head on down to the Wrestlepalooza store and grab your gear so we can have a look and see some of the items that people have been purchasing from the Wrestlepalooza store. Let's see, look at that Penta shirt. Really nice.
Show us what you got.
Bought the Wrestlepalooza shirt.
Of course, I gotta get the I Was There shirt. They wear that tonight right here. Then we got the exclusive mini belt.
I got a John Cena hat from my dad. The Indie John Cena shirt. Future Women's Champion shirt. Stephanie. We got the gloves, the wristband. What we got?
There we go. So that was just some of the merch that these fans were picking up at the Wrestlepalooza store. Right, let's go over to community because quite a few people in our community were actually at this event. Manuel, hello, my friend, said, guess I was a bit late on this one. I didn't get to see it before it got blocked. So that's our Wrestlepalooza video that went up pretty quickly, actually, after Wrestlepalooza ended. As we said, it's all the talking points and a little bit of where we're going. And it got flipping blocked didn't it? So it took me a little while to get it unblocked, but it is now sorted. Tony said, here's our latest card haul. We'll be going to a card show in November. So what is it we're dealing with? We got lovely Seth, Rhea. Do love these autos. That's nice. Jey one as well. Lots of really great looking Bray items. So Tony, shout out to you. They look really great. Really great. That one especially. Is that like a bit of shirt or something? That seems to be like a piece of fabric. That's what it looks like. And then autos. So yeah, really good. Love those. As well as that, we've got dad stuff at the pre-show. So there we go, some pictures. I think this was the ESPN pre-show, but sadly I don't have ESPN. I'm in the UK, so I wasn't able to watch that pre-show. I had to wait for the WWE pre-show. There was a pre-show before the pre-show. I mean, this was mental, right? So dad stuff, shout out to you, buds. Jay Suggs as well, just showing us around. I think we had a look at this during the stream, actually. But you can just see some of the items kind of hyping up Wrestlepalooza. So, Jay Suggs, thank you, my friends. Giving us a taste. Miss Clown getting a follow, getting a like from Lalani Kai, who is very active online at the moment. So, very cool. HLB said, I'm here for Wrestlepalooza. The ramp has LEDs. Yeah, quite a bit of people pointing out and really liking the fact that the back screen was obviously pretty normal, but the flooring was a screen as well. We have seen that before. We don't tend to see it, I don't think, normally for a Raw or a SmackDown, though. But yes, it did look good. So, HLB, thank you. Joey Mama said I was able to get this last Ultimate Roman figure, which is really nice. I do love the Ultimates. The Ultimates are really, really good. Well worth getting. So, Joey Mama 420, thank you. RBD Blazing said, here's some stuff here in Indy. So again, the masks, the Wyatt 6 masks. You can see some of the backpacks, some of the replica belts, some of the figures over here. So RBD Blazing, thank you, my friend. And there was dad stuff view actually inside the arena. So here's our actual seats. It's a way better view than what it actually looks. And it looks really good, honestly. I mean, you can see the ring very, very clearly there. So, yeah, it looks really good. So, I hope all of you that went to Wrestlepalooza had a great time. And, yeah, honestly, I mean, I think the show had its moments, honestly. I don't think it blew people's minds, but I think it had its moments. Hannah was joining us for the watch along for Wrestlepalooza, which really appreciate, my friends, as was Elijah Enthusiast. Is that how you pronounce it? It could be Elia, of course. Elia Enthusiast. So locked in. So thank you, my friends. Really appreciate that. Looks quite good, actually, with the background. That looks all right. I'm happy with that. So, Huddle Talk, thank you. Edwards, thank you. Edward again, appreciate it. Prain, Silverback Walker, and He Who Smiles. There's every chance some slipped through the cracks. It's always difficult when it comes to picking up on everything for these PLE shows because the notifications do get quite flooded. But yes, there we go. Not loads of extra bits following the show, but enough certainly to make an episode of Unseen. We'll have to see kind of what goes down today. I think obviously a lot of the chatter is going to be about Cena, is going to be about Brock. It's going to be about the lack of surprises when Triple H said expect surprises, expect a spectacle. And you did get the whole Steph Undertaker thing. I think Brock winning was a surprise. But yeah, I think people were hoping for something more than that. Certainly at the very, very end of the show. You know, Cody winning, standing tall, show ending. That seemed to be a big disappointment for many. So I think you're going to hear a lot of that today. I think that, people hopefully will start turning their attention to the future because, listen, we've seen many bad shows, and I don't even think this was bad per se, maybe underwhelming, but we've seen many shows in the past. I'm sure there'll be many more to come, and the show moves on. We turn our attention to Monday. We turn our attention to Monday Night Raw. So thanks for joining me. Appreciate it. Have a great day wherever you are, and I will see you again next time. Bye for now.